just passing through. It's that time of year again, time to set up the Christmas village. And sitting in these boxes behind me is all my Christmas stuff. So we're going to try to set up a village in the next couple of days and maybe finish off the Christmas decorations next week so that everything is ready for Thanksgiving. It's a lot of boxes, so it's going to be a lot of work. And I'll show you where it's going to go so you can see what I'm going to be dealing with. First of all, it's not just this row. It's all this stuff back here too that has to go in. Don't know if you can see. A lot of stuff. And this is the ladder that I have to lug it down from every year. And it goes up there. Yeah, it's not a job I look forward to, but it's a dining room. It's still going to be the dining room, but it's going to be where the village lives. I'm going to have to rearrange some of the furniture, but we're going to transform this area into a little snow town. First step is setting up the platform. I put a ground cloth down so that I don't scratch up the floor. And I took some sawhorses and some plywood pieces and I laid the back row. I have to build the back row before I can put down the wood for the front row. So I wanted to show you what it looks like in the back. Moved everything out of the garage. These are all the boxes that are affiliated with the village. So there's a lot of stuff to go through. I made another shelf, a second shelf a little bit higher. I used another piece of plywood and some boxes. I mail a lot of stuff out through the post office, so I repurposed a couple of the boxes for the next couple of months. Then they're still good to go. And now what I'm going to do is throw some white sheets and some cotton bedding over it, and I'll show you what that looks like later. I put the white bottom on top of that top shelf, and all it is some white bed sheets that I picked up at a garage sale, and you see them folded up. I'm going to stretch them out over the next layer once it comes out, and some snow blankets that you can pick up at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. And now I'm going to start building the first layer of the village. These are the houses we picked out for the top shelf. I made a little stream here. I cut out some insulation board and I made a little stream, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. But if you see, these are the houses, the reindeer roost, and the reindeer's house is going to be the centerpiece here. I'll have to turn it the best way, like that probably. And you see the rest of the houses. Now that the houses are picked, I'm going to try wiring them up. And now's the time to think about your wiring. I have a surge protector down here that's plugged into the wall. So that way when it comes time, all the electrical cords will end up being connected to this surge protector, and all I have to do is turn it on with the flip of a switch. So I like to use the rows of lights that have more than one. That eliminates cords.
Wait a minute.
It eliminates the multiple cords, and there's 5 lights on here. So I'm going to do these 5 houses right now. So this is the cord. I'm going to drop this down because that's going to be connected up later behind. And I'm going to stick the light in here where it belongs. This house too. Tuck the cord down. Here. And the next light is in here. I'm going to have to make the screen a little wider so the light can reach. Let me move this over a little bit. Connect the light, then we'll warm up the screen. We'll do that too. Put the oil on top. And then this house doesn't have a place for a light, so we just put the light behind it. Like that. And it kind of stays in place. And you tuck it under the rock. There we go. Now we can make the screen. And that's the first set of lighting. Now this house is here by itself. I might pop in another house here. And those will be single cords. I don't want to waste a 5 light cord on just 2 houses. This house has its own plug, so we'll drop that down. And these 2 will also be single cords. And then we're going to wire up the bottom so that they're all connected. I have multiple surge protectors. And lots of extension cords. So we light everything up, then put in some people and some trees, and then put out the boards for the next layer. So I'll come back when it's time to go on. So I'm underneath the table right now, and you see the cords are hanging down. Don't know if you can see it or not, but there's cords here and there's cords there. Don't know if you can see them. And I'm going to plug them in, and I'm going to use some of my empty boxes to fill in this space right here, so that I don't have to lug it up into the attic again. We're still in the process of setting up the village. We put 2 tables and added the 3rd, and we're going to be filling that up with houses that are all on this table. Hopefully we can use quite a few of them. And this is a look of the 2/3 finished village. We're in the process of setting up our final phase here. John is going to wire everything, but it looks great. Here's an overall view. Some of them are lit, some aren't lit yet. That's what he's trying to do now, but we'll come back with the finished product as soon as we're done. So finally, this is the finished product. I'll try to show you as much as I can about it. Let's back up and get a full view. Sorry about the shaky. Get up. This is the full view. And let's try to see what's going on here in town. This is kind of like the center of town. Have some houses. Try to make a cozy little feel, so instead of lining the houses up in a row, I kind of made a half circle of them, and I raised levels of some houses. Same over here. This house is above the others. But if you see the houses here, I have some activity going on as much as I can. This is kind of like the town Christmas tree, and no people in here, but there's a dog that's getting his fill of the goodies. And here's a bird bath on this side. And over here I have a couple in love with some kids that building a snowman in the town square here, and some different activity along the street. Over here I tried to separate the houses from what's going on over here, so I put some trees in the back, and I kind of made like a little creek pond area over here. This is kind of like my favorite piece. I don't know if it's a collector's item or not, but it's a rusted old truck dumped behind a mountain, and it's funny, it says no littering. But then over here on the next level I have a train. Unfortunately it doesn't run because the track is so old that some of the electrical connectors are loose, so it doesn't run. So I ended the track with a couple of mountains that I made, and I hope to be posting a video to show you how I make mountains. But over here there's a guy selling trees, and looks like he's had some happy customers. Over here driving away, and I see I laid down some trees behind his stand to make it look like he's actually selling trees. And over here there's a little old lady selling wreaths, and someone is admiring her wreaths. And if you notice the light poles to the right of the old lady selling wreaths, well, I had a set of light poles, and those wreaths laying on the ground, they were attached to the light poles, but they kept falling off. So rather than try to glue them on, I figured I'd use them for something else. And here's a train station. All the people waiting for the train. They're waving, so wave back. Hi! And here's Santa Claus on the car of one of the trains. Yeah, he'll be pulling out soon. And over here I have a coffee cart and an antique store and the barn dance house, which is kind of cute, and another house over here. And I made this mountain too. The mountains that Department 56 sells are pretty expensive. Here, this one is a mountain that Department 56 sells, and I made this. They're fairly easy to make. I could have made it as high as this if I used two pieces of insulation foam. But if you would do one layer or two layers, it's the same process. All you have to do is cut to size and glue two layers together, but I hope to show you how to do that. And here's another house, and every town has one of these, a water tower, and there's a tunnel. Ooh, it's a dark tunnel. Over here I have a sleigh ride house and some people sleigh riding. I made that too, by the way, from a kit. And some people sleigh riding and skiing, and there's some moose watching. Over here is another, I guess, town area. There's a statue and kid getting some hot cider and some carolers playing their song here in front of the gazebo. And a couple of houses along the way. And here I made a little skating rink with some people skating. And that house is cool. It lights up. Okay, I'm going to go around. Okay. those rocks into the bridge. I made those too from rock molds that I had. And there's a little wooded area behind. And there's the reindeer roost. This here, that's the only house that doesn't light up. It's because the light fell out of it and it's dangling behind the house, and it's right in the spot where I can't get to it to fix it. And here's a guy offering reindeer rides. Over here, more houses. That little stream that I made, I had two pieces of foam and they were broken off in that shape. I don't know if I can get this in that shape. So I used my mountain making technique and I shaped it into a little stream. And here's some kids having a snowball fight and a couple getting married. I like the nuns letting the swallows go. I wonder if they're going to get married and live in this apartment building here. This is a three-piece house. It's pretty cool. Got it at a flea market for about $10. Can't beat that. I find a lot of this stuff at flea markets. And here's Ebenezer Scrooge's house. I got the whole gang here. I wonder if Scrooge is going to be that married couple's new landlord at this apartment building. But there's a Scrooge and Marley house here. Many of the houses are Department 56. There's another house around here. I don't see it. Anyway, looks like Santa's getting ready to pull out. Train is going to be late if they don't leave. So wave goodbye, everybody. Merry Christmas. And subscribe to the channel if you like it. Bye.